what's going on at cornerback? Okay, let's say here's what happened. Let's start it from the beginning. So the Niners have Jason Verrett. They re-signed him. He's fantastic. He's the best corner I've ever seen on this team since I've been covering. He's great. Um, Outside of him, they're a little murky what they wanted to do. They let Richard Sherman go, fine. They let Akello Witherspoon go, fine. He was pretty bad on the Niners. Only thing is the Seahawks signed him, and Pete Carroll is the best working with corners, and we'll see what happens. They might regret that one. So they let Akello Witherspoon go to a division rival. They signed Emmanuel Mosley. Who you've seen Emmanuel Mosley? He's solid. He's decent. He has COVID, and so he's missed all of training camp. And without him, first 4 days, they had a guy named Tim Harris Jr. starting them. They already cut him. He's off the team. The last 2 days, they've had a guy named Ken Webster there. I don't even know who that is. He might get cut too. So right now, they're just kind of waiting for Mosley to come back. And if anything were to ever happen to Mosley, if Mosley and Verrett don't start 17 games each, the Niners have a big problem. They're this close to being in that situation last year against Miami where they had that guy named Brian Allen starting at cornerback.
Well, here's my opinion of that. They've planned so well all over the place. Cornerback is really important. And if you have a weak corner, a good quarterback can kill you.
You. A good quarterback all of a sudden can become a great quarterback, like when Ryan Fitzpatrick transformed in front of our eyes into Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how a team that plans so well could be so short-sighted at cornerback.
Well, here was the plan. They drafted two. They drafted Ambry Thomas in round 3, the end of round 3, and they drafted Diamador Lenore in round 5. That's not good enough. 2 rookies who were taken rather late. I mean, Ambry Thomas was taken after the 100th pick. Corner is a premium position. If you're 6 feet tall and you can cover really good wide receivers, you're a first-round pick. And if you don't get a guy there, you're kind of rolling the dice. They could have gotten someone in free agency, but instead they wanted to get insurance on the D-line because D Ford was coming back from a weird injury. They signed Samson Ebukam. Well, D Ford's there. They really should have spent that money in the secondary, and they're limited with the money they can spend on depth because they're spending $27 million on a quarterback. If he ever were to leave, they would have some money and they could spend it. But it's like, who's available at this point?
Iggy, the 2 rookie corners, are they good?
They don't play with the starters. I haven't noticed anything particularly special about either one of them yet. No, but they've been on the team for a week. I'm not going to write them off, but they don't look like either one's going to be starting week 1 and playing well. I would be shocked.
Okay. Yeah. Again, Iggy and I have talked about this philosophy of defense.
Yes.
Shanahan has a philosophy of defense. You build up your D-line, you rush the quarterback and all that. Absolutely, of course. But since it's now such a passing league, and it's hard to get to a quarterback, and if you breathe on him, there's a penalty. So I'd say corner is such an important position. And I just, it amazes me, Iggy.
If you don't have good cornerbacks who can cover man-to-man, then you have to play zone all the time. And if you play zone all the time and your pass rush isn't like 7 deep with great rushers, great guys on the bench, a great quarterback's going to dice you up eventually. By the 4th quarter, you're going to see that you've given up 30 points and your defense. You have to be able to play man-to-man so you can blitz at the right times. And I don't think the Niners can do that just yet. Even if Mosley comes back, how good is Mosley? Teams are going to be going after. He's going to get targeted a lot because Verrett's so good. He's going to get 7-8 targets a game. How's he going to hold up?
Iggy, as far as Mosley and COVID, have they told how close he is to coming back? Is he deathly ill? Is he just a little ill?
I think he's okay. They haven't said anything like that. I was expecting he'd be back yesterday. It's been a week. I don't know how long that is. It a week? Is it 2 weeks? I don't know. I'll find out. Okay. But he needs to be back now.
But that's certainly an issue that somebody should ask somebody about.
Certainly, yeah. So that's the Niners' situation at cornerback. It seems like they're one injury away from Mosley or Verrett to being in a position where it doesn't matter who their quarterback is. That's bad. Even Trey Lance would be at a disadvantage with some guy off the bus at corner. So they got some time to figure it out. They can make a trade, but I think this is basically the price of keeping Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster.
Okay, so I would say from my point of view, there are two potential red flags.
Yes.
I'm not even going to call them red flags.
Yes.
Potential, because it's so early, potential red flags on that roster, cornerback and offensive line.
Yes, that's a good point. Let's say this, though. If they find some depth at cornerback within the next couple of months, if D Ford continues his trajectory and is a factor this year, if Nick Bosa comes back and Trey Lance continues to play the way he does in camp, this team can win it all.
No question.
This team can win it all. Yeah.
I have long said that they are the best team in their division, and they could go all the way. You know, Iggy, this is lining up as a potentially thrilling season.
Thrilling. It's been thrilling since they made the trade in, what was that, February? And this training camp has been the most thrilling of my career. Like, by this point, I'm a little tired of training camp. You go down, you watch Alex Smith or Jimmy Garoppolo or you know, throw 10-yard passes all day, every day, maybe a 15-yarder. I'm like, okay, that's I can appreciate that. But here it's like, wow, what am I going to see today? And I think that's how everyone feels. It's a lot of fun.